Hi, I've got my friend Eva here in the studio with me today, and I'm going to do a minimal makeup look perfect for actors' headshots. I used Embryolisse Lait Crème Concentrate to moisturise and prime her skin, and now I'm going to use a light coverage foundation. I'm using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to apply a thin layer of Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation just to even out the skin tone. I love this foundation as it photographs beautifully and it feels very light on the skin, so it's perfect for every day too. You want your skin to look perfect in the headshots, as if you're not wearing any makeup at all. If your skin is great, then a thin layer of sheer coverage foundation or even tinted moisturiser will be enough. Or you can do some spot concealing and use a light layer of powder foundation on top. It's completely up to you. Next, I'm going to use a corrector to neutralise the dark shadows under the eyes. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Creamy Corrector in Porcelain Bisque on a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. It's very important to hide the dark circles as they appear more obvious in the black and white pictures. And if you're doing an actor's headshots, it's really likely to get some black and white shots done. Now I'm using Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation and the same Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush on any blemishes. I prefer to apply a light coverage foundation all over and then use a full coverage foundation or concealer for any areas of concern. I find doing this provides the desired coverage and looks very natural. Now, makeup should not be the focus in your actor headshots. In this scenario, makeup should be used to hide your flaws and enhance your features, but without actually being visible. As this is more of a no makeup look, make sure that the base is perfected. I'm using Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original just to ensure that the eyeshadows will go on smoothly and will not crease. I'll be using mostly matte eyeshadows, so it's important to have a good base, especially on the studio lights, as studio lights can be quite hot and also the frame of the shot will be close enough to show any imperfection. I'm now applying MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural to set the foundation and concealer, and I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush to do this. This powder is great as it provides a bit of coverage but is not completely matte. It looks very natural on the skin and again it photographs beautifully. I've heard people saying that this powder is causing flashback, but I never had that issue. I like using a Real Techniques blush brush for this step. It's bigger than the brushes I normally use for powder application, but it's tapered and it allows you to get into small areas too. After applying foundation, it's important to give some definition back to the face. I'm using the contour part in the Slick Kit in Light and a small tapered brush. It's very important to use a matte product for this step as you don't want to add any texture. The camera will pick up on shimmer and glitter and it's not what you want for this look. Applying this under the cheekbones, on the jawline and forehead. This blush is fantastic for contouring as you can apply and blend the product in the same time. Contouring must be done in a very subtle way just to emphasize the bone structure. From the same kit, I'm using the highlighter with the Yachillo brush. This highlighter contains some shimmer, so I'm applying just a tiny bit at a time and then blend it on top of the cheekbones. With the same brush, I'm using Illamasqua Naked Rose Blush to add some colour to the cheeks. This blusher is completely matte and it's fantastic on fair and light skin tones. Now for medium to dark skin tones, I recommend using a peachy pink blusher. Moving to the eyes, I start by applying a matte skin coloured eyeshadow with a large fluffy brush all over the eyelid. In this case, I'm using a beige, but it needs to be adapted to the model's skin tone. For this step, face powder would work well too. I'm then taking a matte black shadow on a flat liner brush and just push the eyeshadow into the base of the lashes. Since I'm not going to use any eyeliner for this look, this step will provide definition around the lashes and make them look thicker. Using a MAC 217 blending brush, I'm applying a matte light brown eyeshadow slightly above the crease to recede that area. This eyeshadow is a couple of shades darker than the model's skin tone, so again this needs to be adapted. I'm then blending the eyeshadow with the same brush and creating a V shape to join the crease with the outer corner of the eye. With the same light brown eyeshadow and the push liner brush, I'm taking this on the bottom lash line and then blending it with a pencil brush. For the brows, I'm using a light taupe eyeshadow to define the shape. I'm not going to change the shape or thickness of the eyebrows, as this would be deceiving for a headshot. Brows are a very important feature of the face, but for the purpose of a headshot, you don't want to overdo them. It's kind of the same concept as with hair. You don't want to have it curly in your headshot if your natural hair is straight. You won't be able to use the shot for your portfolio, and if you do get a role based on that shot, people will expect you to turn up on the set with curly hair. I'm now applying a light reflection concealer under the eyes to brighten the area. Because the consistency is very light, I prefer to blend this in with my fingers. I then set the concealer with some translucent powder and a Real Techniques setting brush. This Makeup Forever HD powder can cause flashbacks, so I'm just dusting away any excess. I'm now curling the lashes using a Shu Uemura curler. And then applying a coat of black mascara on the top lashes. This particular mascara has got some fibres in, so one coat is enough to give definition to the lashes. I'm using whatever is left on the brush on the bottom lashes. For the lips, I start by using a lip pencil in a natural colour, in this case a light pink. I line the lips and fill them in with this Bobbi Brown Pale Pink lip liner. I'm then applying a pale pink lip colour with a Real Techniques detailer brush. I really like the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge as the texture is matte but doesn't look too flat. So this is the finished look. I think it's perfect for actors' headshots, but it's also great for interviews or any corporate events. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!